UPS. San Francisco are now using a mobile picket line in their fight against management drivers.
The award-winning 10 o'clock news on Channel 2, the #1 primetime newscast in the country.
Good evening, I'm Dennis Richmond. Elaine Corral is off tonight. A week and a half into the walkout by UPS Teamsters, the strike has effectively limited deliveries by UPS to just 10% of normal. And in San Francisco, striking workers are now following trucks that are making deliveries to deliver a message with each package. Rita Williams has our reports.
Imagine making a delivery in downtown San Francisco, then returning to your truck to find this.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Fair contract! Now! We want fair contract! Now!
It's all part of the job now as UPS managers hit the streets, taking the place of striking Teamsters. We followed this truck for 2.5 hours this afternoon. And every time Cynthia Karstensen turned on the ignition, strikers scrambled to their cars to follow the truck to the next stop.
The picketers have been pretty much on us every minute of the day, and they've been doing a lot of chanting. Last week they were chanting a lot.
Do you listen to them?
It's kind of hard not to when there's about 15 of them around you and they're just chanting shame, shame, shame on you. You know, we're trying to get a job done out here, so it's frustrating.
The job's nothing new to Karstensen. She started part-time with UPS 8 years ago, a Teamster loading trucks and delivering. Now she's a supervisor and teaches others how to do this job. Still,
yeah, I'm a little soft. It's been physically challenging.
I'd say I've taken a few more Advil in the last week than I have in the last 6 months.
As an engineer with UPS, Linda Simpson usually works inside.
Last name?
Buckmaster.
Thank you. Have a good day.
She and Karstensen are paired together, mostly they say for efficiency, but in part for safety, especially since a UPS manager died in a highway accident in Nashville, and 2 strikers in Miami were arrested for stabbing a driver who crossed the picket line.
The stabbing is something that hit me close to home. I've had my relatives throughout the country call me and say, hey, be careful out there. You know, this is not worth it. Is it worth it for you to put your life out on the line?
But neither woman says she feels the pickets in San Francisco, they say harass them, would physically hurt them. Striker Lee Pogetto, who's been driving for UPS 31 years, says he's not about to hurt this brown truck. It's the one he normally drives.
We don't touch the truck. We are noisy but orderly.
As the strike continues, the emotional wounds on both sides are deepening. The women say they feel for the strikers and understand the tactics most of them are using now. But a few, they say, have gone too far.
It's going to be difficult to work with them. It's going to be difficult. But very few. I have to say only 1 or 2 people.
The women say they hope the strike ends soon. That as long as it goes on, it hurts the company and workers on both sides of the picket line. In San Francisco, Rita Williams for the 10 o'clock news.
First ever national UPS strike.
And here we are. Do we believe this? We're on
We at the
strike.
right place. We came to work this morning.
Jeez.
This is work.
I never thought I'd see this in my
Get one
career.
to Dennis. Come here, Dennis.
We can't be smiling during this,
Okay.
guys.
This is serious shit.
We can't be smiling during this, you know.
Dennis, a radical.
We are all terribly distraught.
Yeah, we are.
UPS has come back to regard for us.
And we've never expected UPS to treat us like this.
Yeah,
They
that's
care
terrible.
about us.
They care. They bought me a house.
Our most important asset is our people. That's what we've been told.
And serve our people if they won't let us out on the road. Customers, it's not my fault.
There he is, Mr. Lee.
They need to come to the table. They need to address the issues that we're asking. They need to. I don't like the idea of having more and more part-time people. Probably in my lifetime here, that would not affect me. But I think UPS, I've survived through the years with UPS, and I think that people coming up in our society, young people, they should be entitled to that benefit also. And I don't think that these large companies, they should just be allowed to shut everybody off and shape the labor force just to benefit them and not benefit the people of our country. And it's time to do something about it.
That's right.
Can you tell me about the raise you started at and what people get paid now?
I started 17 years ago. I was a part-time employee. I started at $9.44 an hour, and at that time, that was a very good wage. It's now 17 years later, and part-time people are expected to start at $8.35, $9 an hour.
Bob Silva, 12 contracts, and finally bingo.
Shoot it. Try to pick the phone and see they're always upstairs. Huh? Office people.
Well, one town. Well, you know, if you move the wrong way. Sure.
In other news today, call it the big brownout of 1997. A nationwide strike by the Teamsters Union has taken tens of thousands of brown United Parcel Service trucks off the streets. Nearly 10,000 workers are on the picket line in the Bay Area alone. And this is what it looks like right now at the UPS facility in downtown San Jose. You're seeing a live picture of picketers. Now, UPS normally delivers about 30,000 packages a day here. Channel 5's Lance Evans found out what happens when the country's biggest shipper shuts down.
So here's the deal. In light of the UPS strike, we decided to see how long it would take to get a package across country overnight. So we decided to send several packages to our sister station in Boston, WBZ. The packages consist of Channel 5 mic flags. We quickly labeled the packages with proper address, sealed them, and now they're ready for delivery. Now to see who will take them. Our first stop, the granddaddy of all U.S. mailing, the U.S. Post Office. If I want to send this overnight, where do I send? What do I do? And that's fill it out before standing in this long line. After 10 minutes of waiting, I make it to the counter. Now, so you're actually taking mail overnight. You don't have to have an account or anything. You'll take. We'll get you there tomorrow. Good old U.S. Post Service. Okay, now we're going to try FedEx. Everyone loves FedEx. Hi there.
Hi there.
I want to send this overnight express to Boston.
Do you have an account number with Federal Express?
No, I think I have to fill something out.
Okay. Because today that's the only way it will go, with an account number.
Really?
No cash, no checks, no credit card.
Why?
Because of the UPS strike.
The same is true of other overnight express companies like DHL Worldwide, Airborne Express, and Greyhound Package Express. And no, UPS is definitely not taking any more packages. In San Francisco, Lance Evans, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Competitor FedEx normally handles 2.8 million packages a day, and today that number doubled to nearly 6 million, which is the kind of volume the company sees at Christmas time. Both FedEx and the the U.S. Post Office are limiting each customer to shipping only 4 parcels. No new negotiations are scheduled for UPS management and the Teamsters.
Probably heard about the UPS strike going on now. Did you hear about the big UPS strike? Yeah. You know, if you're like me, I'm gonna miss all those big, ugly brown trucks double parked, clogging up traffic all over the city. Yeah. Woo. And you know, the hookers in Times Square, God bless them, are doing what they can during the UPS strike. They're offering their UPS strike special. For an extra $200, they'll handle your package overnight.
Tonight show, nice to have you here. Thank you for coming out on such a hot day. Another scorcher here in Los Angeles. Man, it was so hot today. People on the freeway were shooting holes in their own cars just for the cross ventilation. Give it how hot it was today. OJ went over to Fred Goldman's house just so he could stand in front of his old air conditioner. It was so hot today, I saw 2 dogs pretending to have sex just so people would turn the hose on them. That's how hot. That's how hot it was today. Man. And we have good news and bad news for the audience. The good news is, listen to this. I know it was very hot today, and I felt bad. So to cool you off, we've ordered lemonade and margaritas for everybody. So I'd be excited about that. Well, hang on. Bad news is I placed the order with UPS, so it's going to be a while. Okay? Sorry, it's going to be a little while. Yeah. Well, as you probably know by now, last night at midnight, workers at United Parcel Service went out on strike. The bad news is, if you're waiting for a package, it's probably not going to be delivered for quite a while. But the good news is, this strike could end double parking as we know it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, they have those large trucks. They often double park. Well, I understand the workers are striking for more benefits, higher wages, and the right to wear long pants. I believe that is the latest.
That's it, huh?
Who are you for in this one, strikers or UPS? UPS. Gotta go with the strike. You know, I gotta go with the Teamster guys. See, the main complaint is they want UPS to give their part-time workers full-time jobs. Like a lot of part-time, they want to give them full-time jobs. UPS says they only need part-time workers because they're only busy for 4 hours in the morning and 4 hours in the afternoon. Well, that's an 8-hour job. That would be a full-time job. You see, very simple, very simple. Let's end this thing. Actually, they said today in the news this UPS strike could triple the load of the U.S. Postal Service overnight. You know what that means? They may have to open a second window. Oh, my God. So here's what you do. If you need to ship something, you have to find alternatives. Now, both the Post Office and FedEx are just swamped. Here's what you do. Write cocaine on the outside of your package, give it to a Delta Airlines worker. He'll see that you get it.
Just gotta hang in there. You're not catching my good side here.
Hey, wait. Oh, I like your tie. I like your
Sit. Let me see your face.
Hold up. Look, they're filming you, Jim. Show your face. Come on. Come on, Jim.
This is day number 2.
What do we want, guys? Fair contract. Win. Now. Win. Now. What do we want, guys? What do we want, guys? When do we need? Now. What do we want?
There you have it. Any fourth grader can tell you. Do the math on an American Savings free checking account, and you'll find it's just that. Free. 0 fees for talking to a teller, 0 minimum balance requirements, and 0 direct deposit requirements, all of which...
I'm hungry, man.
Case, what do you think?
Hold on. Let's
Not ready, not ready.
Not ready yet. Not ready yet.
Why don't you get your hamburger right now, man? We don't want hamburger. Oh, okay, you ready?
You gotta have somebody like that. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, what are you doing?
We're having a party in there.
Who is that? I don't know, just some care. Oh, okay.
Listen up. Here's there are all kinds of rumors that they're going back to the table, they're going to talk. They're all rumors. Right. But I have not heard anything to that effect. I'm going to a meeting at 1:30 in my office. As far as I'm concerned, that's all rumors, okay? I've not had one of those reports confirmed. We've also heard that from Keith and some other people that they are actually telling the customer reps are calling customers saying Chicago and Seattle are going back to work and that's absolute BS, okay? So you can take that and tell the customers that's what's going on. They're not telling you the whole story. It's absolutely not true. Same thing with people crossing the picket lines. Those are municipal numbers. They're mostly in the South. There's not been one person in the whole Bay Area that crossed the picket line, okay? All right.
No, your
truck number, and then zoom in. Bob, stay away from that scratch. You're gonna film it.
Sorry.
He doesn't want you to see the.
All right.
It looks like you did it.
Gia's driving.
Look how bad that scratch is, though. That's amazing. Look at that. That's hella deep. That just happened today.
Hey.
How are you? That's a little. Wait a minute. Sign up. Sign up. Sign up. That's it.
What do we want?
Fair contract.
Contract.
No subcontracting. Right now.
Save our union jobs. You know what I mean? Save our benefits. Save our pension.
Unless it's medicine.
Yeah, that's
We don't mess with the hospital.
Federal Express and Airborne and Emory said that no matter what, they would take those.
What do we want?
A better contract.
When do we want it?
Right now.
What do we want?
A better contract.
When do we want it?
Right now.
Let's kill this window.
No.
Go out the back window.
Let Lisa on it. We're here. We ain't moving. Thanks for the support.
Right now we're causing a roadblock. We're stopping them.
Right on, dude. We got them gridlocked, dude.
That's awful.
You gotta stop pulling up. Give a little. No, fuck no.
Shit. Don't wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, this is the whole idea, is to stop them here.
They got plenty of room to go around.
If I see
Watch
them,
out.
listen, if I see them going for that hole, I'll
duck
plug it
in
up
there.
just enough
All right.
so that cars can get through only.
That's cool.
No air, none of those trucks will get through.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
See what I'm saying?
Bye, girl.
I'm watching the back, and if he's gonna try to go for it,
Bye-bye.
wait for the train.
Hey, that's
And the cop's behind you, remember?
yeah.
There goes the cop.
We got a crowd up there.
That's right.
Hey, you want to park the car, park it legal. You can't park it over there.
They'll film me out there. Filmed out.
No, I didn't. I didn't get in that car.
Everybody with picket signs on the sidewalk. Let's go.
Sidewalk, on the sidewalk.
Boo! Shame on you! Shame! 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 Shame on you! 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 Shame on you!
One more. Look, one more.
No, more. No, there's 12.
Oh, there's two more.
The nationwide strike against the United Parcel Service is now more than one full day old, and there is no sign of movement toward a settlement. Almost 185,000 UPS Teamsters workers walked off the job at 9 o'clock last night Pacific time. Tonight, Teamsters President Ron Carey termed the strike very effective and said UPS is operating at less than 30% of normal volume. Business editor Brian Bandmiller begins our coverage.
UPS workers showed up in force this morning to picket this distribution facility in San Francisco's South of Market district. They let their feelings be known as management personnel tried to keep UPS trucks on the road.
They still are trying to create more and more part-time jobs. They're not willing to address our issues of more full-time jobs, pension and health and welfare and subcontracting. So the members are out here in force.
In San Jose, workers were also planting the union picket flag in front of UPS. One union complaint, part-timers make half the hourly wage that full-timers do.
We're trying to turn around the mentality of the corporations that they can keep it all. We just want our fair share. In the past, all they've done is offer us crumbs. Now, we just want our little piece of the pie.
In Atlanta, UPS management issued its own update.
The company has offered to create an additional 11,000 opportunities for part-time employees to move into full-time jobs over the next 5 years. Most of the part-time employees working at UPS are people who want to work part-time.
UPS wants the union to let workers vote on the proposal company negotiators made last Wednesday. The union wants UPS to respond to the offer union negotiators made last Saturday. Bottom line, no new talks. And the Clinton administration has refused a company request to order a cooling-off period. Earlier today, via satellite, I asked Vice President Al Gore if this strike will hurt the booming economy.
It's not a great thing, but, you know, we support collective bargaining, and let's let these parties work it out.
Do you think anything will change your opinion and the administration will step in?
Well, we have no plans to do that. However, let me point out again that we urged the appointment of a federal mediator, and that has now taken place, and we think that significantly improves the chances that these parties will come to an agreement.
UPS says it's too early to consider hiring replacement workers, but if it does, negotiators worry about problems on the picket lines. Already, 2 workers in Chicago and 6 in Boston have been arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. In Oakland, Brian Bandmiller for the 10 o'clock news.
With UPS on strike, businesses and individuals across the country tried today to find other ways to send their packages or just hope to wait it out. So far, the effects of the strike do not appear too severe, but if it drags on, things will likely get worse day by day. Rob Roth has that part of our story.
At the start-to-finish bicycle shop in Mill Valley today, the boxes were starting to pile up. In here are bikes, air pumps, helmets, and other accessories all ready for shipment to other Bay Area stores in the chain. But with UPS on strike, the boxes sit. The store manager, though, is more concerned about the boxes not arriving.
I have a custom piece for a road bike coming in. A woman bought a road bike, and she'd like to pick it up today or tomorrow, and now, unfortunately, I probably won't have the piece she needs to complete the project. And, you know, I'm going to have to be dealing with questions UPS should be answering.
Across the street at the Depot bookstore, more boxes. These are addressed to various publishing houses.
UPS comes here every day, twice a day, and drops off hundreds of pounds of books and magazines, and then returns at the end of the day and picks up things that we ship out to people. So we rely on them a lot.
But with UPS down, you might think lines at the post office would go on forever, but they weren't that bad, at least not today. Oakland and San Francisco postal officials say the volume of packages today appeared normal.
So the postage is $32, and so it would be $1.10 additional for your return receipt.
Some UPS customers did use the post office instead.
Ironically, today we had a deadline to get some information out to Washington, D.C., and the strike affected us.
UPS handles 80% of all packages shipped in the United States. That's 12 million packages a day. Compare that to 1 million a day for the post office. So don't expect the post office to pick up the slack.
There's no way we can set up for that kind of volume. As you just stated, 80% of volume for UPS is quite a bit, and we're not set up to that. We will give it our best to set up, but we're not going to overload ourselves.
The post office says it will accept no more than 4 packages per person per trip. You can mail more if you call the post office and arrange a drop-off time. And there's also Federal Express. Officials here say business is booming.
No, I would have went to UPS. But seeing how they're having a strike, we're stuck to come to FedEx, so.
Many of the people we spoke with say they really haven't been following the issues surrounding this strike that closely. All they know, they say, is they hope the strike ends soon. In Oakland, Rob Roth for the 10 o'clock news.
No progress in those negotiations, and that is why you can see the strikers here still on the picket line in Oakland. Now, they are still stuck on issues of full-time jobs, pension, and health funds. Now, fewer big brown trucks making those rounds sends customers scrambling to find other shipping companies. Customers hoping to drop off parcels for Federal Express delivery were greeted with a locked metal gate and a message. The sign says FedEx is closed due to the UPS strike.
It says I'm in big trouble is what it says.
They're not UPS. What are they closed for?
Well, because UPS workers are not shipping their daily 12 million parcel load. So FedEx and other shipping companies are handling the added freight.
We're just going to have to take this back to where we work and tell them what happened.
The package is going to be late. Frustrated customers dumped parcels at the door. These will be added to the 4 million packages that are already being processed. That's 1 million more than the company's normal load. FedEx is not servicing new customers, and it is no longer offering a money-back guarantee for on-time delivery. And that's too bad for Todd Ungard, who expected a package today.
I'm waiting because the system is jammed and they're searching for packages by hand. And they said it'd be about 20 minutes, and there was no guarantee that they could actually find the package.
With the crowds at local post offices, you'd think it was Christmas.
This gets a little busier for me. It's going to be tough because I'm going to be expecting packages, and that's the service I use.
Now, if these workers were on the job today, UPS would have brought in about $80 million. The company has not released any information about the loss that they suffered during this first day of the strike. But just to give you an idea of what that could be, during a one-day walkout back in 1994, the company lost $50 million. Pam?
All right, Sue, thank you for that update from Oakland for us tonight.
The first nationwide UPS strike is having a considerable impact on thousands of businesses. Companies are being forced to find other ways to send their packages, and many have decided to avoid the hassle altogether. In the Bay Area, some 10,000 UPS workers are walking the picket lines.
We can't afford to strike. We can't afford not to. It's just gotten to a point where they are asking for more concessions each time a contract comes up.
Now, one sticking point is part-time work. Employees say that 60% of the workforce is part-time but working full-time. Another key issue is the pension plan. UPS wants to administer it themselves. The company says its last contract proposal is its best and final offer.
It includes increases in wages, health and welfare, profit-sharing bonuses, increases in the pension.
President Clinton, by the way, has virtually ruled out any federal intervention.
Well, the trouble at UPS is certainly inconvenient for all of us, but an opportunity for other carriers who are picking up the slack, and they are very busy doing it. Our Stacey Handler is live at a post office in San Jose tonight. Stacey, they're not exactly overwhelmed, but they're definitely a lot busier, aren't they?
They are a lot busier. This is a special distribution center just for parcels for the U.S. Postal Service. They brought in about 15 extra people. You might be able to see people over here working. Now, they are not as busy as they are around Christmas time, not yet, but they are expecting to be very busy. Christmas mail volume, which is triple the number of normal packages, but post offices all around San Jose were taking in extra boxes because of the UPS strike.
High at several locations around the country today. In Somerville, Massachusetts, a protest turned violent. Strikers battled with police when several trucks driven by management tried to get past the picket line. Today, Labor Secretary Alexis Herman asked the Teamsters and UPS to consider returning to the bargaining table. Both sides said they are willing to meet, but neither said it is willing to change its position. Businesses all around the country are feeling an impact, and one area that could be disastrously affected is Silicon Valley. Randy Shandabil reports.
It's dawn in the Silicon Valley. Lots of pickets, not many deliveries. The biggest chips in the valley, companies such as Intel, Sun Microsystems, and Hewlett-Packard, all say that so far they're coping well. Most big Silicon Valley companies say they anticipated the strike and started forging alliances with other shippers weeks ago.
Strike against UPS has brought to full national attention one of the central issues in American labor relations. Some 60% of UPS workers are part-time workers. That means they earn half the wages and a fraction of the benefits of full-timers. And in that regard, union members say UPS is all too typical. Business editor Brian Bamiller reports tonight on part-time labor.
This was one warm day to be sitting on a picket line, but there is one burning issue that has these striking UPS workers in Oakland even hotter than the sidewalk.
There's no reason why this company can't create more full-time jobs for these kids. See, I talked to one kid that worked at the Oakland airport, part-time, got a family, 2 kids, and he's got 3 jobs.
It's all economics. They'll double shift these guys because they only have to pay health and welfare and pension on 4 hours. Right. See, that's all they do, just for 4 hours. Then they can work on the overtime. But all their benefits stop at that first 4 hours.
For its part, UPS claims that it does hire as many full-timers as it can, but that because most packages come in during short time periods, there is not enough full-time work. 1 in every 400 American workers works directly for UPS. There are other issues in this strike, but according to Berkeley Industrial Relations professor Harley Shaken, this one, part-time work, represents the gnawing fear of American workers throughout the labor force. Full-time today, part-time tomorrow.
And it's that fear in general that we're seeing specifically in the UPS strike. And that's why I think this strike has emerged so quickly as a major symbol of economic anxieties that go well beyond the package delivery business.
Will be settled with some compromise on both sides. More full-time workers than UPS wanted and not as many as the union demanded. Still, both sides will agree this strike has certainly raised the contentious issue of full-time versus part-time to a whole new level. In Oakland, Brian Bamiller for the 10 o'clock news.
Day number 3. Well, as day number 3 starts, here we go. Who is that? Hey, there goes my truck.
Cut us loose, no tickets, nothing to get home. They just said we don't know your name anymore. And so he's still working his way home. So
what's that, 5 days now?
Yeah, Bill?
Where's he got to go?
There's 15 guys trying to work their way back from Germany with parked airplanes.
See that? And they care about you.
Okay.
They care about you. Remember that.
Okay, listen, Bill, we're at a sort of a rally thing now.
2 of the pilots here.
2,000 pilots, not one of them has crossed the line, and planes are parked all over the world, okay?
Thank you.
We're going to get you jobs, full-time jobs. We're going to protect your pension.
Thank you.
We're going to help you protect your pension.
We're going to help you.
And we're going to get...
Y'all need help too.
That's right, we will. But right now our union has said we're not talking to the company. We're not working on our contract. We're not doing anything except helping Carrie, and you guys get what you need.
All right.
You know? Last thing you can do is give these guys your pension and have to call them in 20 years and find out how they figured it out. They can't even get your paycheck from last week figured out.
That's right. That's right.
Right. Don't get my pension. So, how many of you guys are full-time? You guys are mostly full-time, right? Well, you guys get extra credit because you're working for everybody else, aren't you? That is good. Yeah, absolutely right. how many unions can get people out working for other people's full-time jobs? That's it's an honor to be with you. Bravo.
Yes,
So this is good. So we're going to be out here as long as it takes, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. No one's crossed the line. No one's crossed the line in the whole Bay Area.
Is that amazing?
Is
that amazing?
Washington State,
All these
Chicago,
thousands of people?
New York, Philadelphia, Boston. It ain't happening. It's all propaganda. They got a few people cross the line in the South.
You're from Dallas, right?
I'm from
You know, one thing about the strike, this just like UPS employees, it's like the whole middle class.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
That's right.
If they crack us, the middle class is going to go backwards.
Everybody working part-time. So everybody working 3 part-time jobs.
Yeah.
That's what'll happen.
You know what I'd like to know is, do we owe the union or the company for our unity? Because, I mean, the company treats us so badly, it kind of comes from them.
You heard him talking to the guy in New York City who's trying to work his way back from Germany? And it's taken him, what, how many days?
This is his second day of traveling, trying to get back to the United States. Yeah, so it's happening, but we support you and we know that. So we figured that might happen if we were all prepared for it. We said, well, no matter how long it takes, it's a good cause and it's worth it. So, yeah. So it's neat though. The whole industry is being supported though, because even the other pilots of the other airlines are calling me up and going, that's great, you guys are doing that. And our union's getting a bunch of letters from Southwest United American saying, good for you guys for supporting the Teamsters. You got to make a stand, and we're behind you.
Yeah, they talk about other.
I don't know, but it's neat to see because it's industry-wide.
Your money. Why is it there? Exactly. Yeah. But I don't think
Reagan fix that for
As far as on other airlines? Well, what the company did when the strike happened is we do have reciprocal jump seat agreements, which means we can go and jump seat right in their
No camera this time,
to go to and fro wherever you need to get to. But what the company did when the strike happened is they called each individual airline and said, take us out of the computer. They're no longer allowed to jump seat on you. We have no reciprocal agreement. So when we showed up at the ticket counters and the agents would check to see if we were on their list, they'd say, you're not on our list.
Doing a good job, Osinko.
Hey, can you dance while you do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got my camera?
Yeah, go ahead, dance.
Make that booty. Make that booty. All right, well, is that perfect?
You cast an S?
Yeah, I'm not Spanish.
I told ya.
He has his captain that's with him. Where's Rodriguez?
We're telling the truth. We're telling what's going on. They've been asked for over 24 hours now. Yesterday when I talked to you at 1 o'clock, there was a memo from Ron Carey asking to come back to the table. They still haven't responded to that, to my knowledge, okay? So just keep going to the customer saying, we want a settlement out of this strike. UPS is the one that wants this strike. We don't want this strike. Keep taking the high road, keep talking to the customers, keep getting the support. We said from the start, customers don't ship, we win this strike, hands down, okay? We win it, may take a week, may take a month, may take 6 months. We're gonna win the strike, okay? When we go back, we're gonna be united just like we are now. Don't believe the rumors about people crossing the line. There ain't nobody crossing the line, okay? Yeah. The board tonight to put together a strategy, what's working in some places, what's not working in other places. put some stuff down in writing about your health benefits. You got benefits if you worked enough hours in July all through August. So if you need any prescriptions, get the work done. Yeah.
Why are you waiting?
How are we doing in here?
$2.
Ernie, you the new chef? Yeah?
Order.
Order! That's it. That's it. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Good.
All right.
UPS, don't ship. 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 Man, yeah, they might be out here.
What's going on?
Back doors open.
Whoops.
Good job, Lee. Good job.
Shame on you! Shame, shame, 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 shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! What do you want? When do you want it? Now! What do you want?
Fair contract!
When do you want it?
Now!
What do you want?
Fair contract!
When do you want it?
Now!
What do you want?
Fair contract!
When do you want it?
Now!
What do you
Shame on you! Shame, shame, shame on you! This is day number 4. Day number 4. Be happy.
Yeah. 30 seconds. You can yell whatever you want. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Shame on you.
There's people in that truck.
Got scabs back there?
Hey, Jared.
When you're filming people's faces, I can't see. Go to that side.
I hope he gets stuck.
He's been. Well, here we are at the dining center again.
Ship it already.
Huh?
Had a little ship right here.
Oh, I know. I don't want any more of those.
Hey Lee, don't turn us into INS, huh?
Now, who would do that? INS? This is the dining area, right? Or the kitchen. I'll just refer to it as the kitchen. Right?
Hey Lee, you gave it to the wrong guy. He already sold that already.
Hey, what are you doing? You got my Super Bowl ring on?
It's QVC Sergio. Right, Joe Montana's ring. You'll put Joe Montana's ring.
Hey.
No problem.
So Frank! Oh!
Thank you for your support. Don't ship
UPS! Don't ship UPS!
Don't ship UPS! Don't ship UPS!
Shame on you! Shame, shame, 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 shame on you! Shame on you! Here's how we're starting day 5.
Shame on you! 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 Okay, guys.
And we have another. Uh-oh. Now, this guy's got guts.
You gotta watch these guys. They haven't driven a truck ever before.
Ask him. Give him a brain test. Give him a brain test. I think you'll find it.
Drug test for Tim Horn. Give him a drug test.
Shame on you. us. Here comes Airborne. Every airborne truck in San Francisco coming by. Look at this. Incredible. As far as you can see. As far
Thank you, Airborne. All right. Thank you for the support. Thank you, Local 70. Thank you.
Between these two and Campbell's little girl yesterday.
She is the cutest little thing.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
She's a cutie.
That's real good. We're proud of you.
You'll not the whole
Expedition Day, no scouts right here.
Oops.
Expedition Day, no scouts right here, kids.
Ready?
One more, I gotta go back.
Just opening it up.
Yo!
Yes, hard strike.
I'll make a replay. Silent. A replay.
How about one small chant, okay? What do we want? When? What do we want? When? That's good. I know your voices are all shot.
Oh no, we're just beginning, man.
We relax them all weekend.
Oh shit, we can stay out another one.
Okay.
Flaming on in my house tonight there, Lee. No problem. That's our wages! That's our food! That's our health and welfare! They're driving in there every day! That's our job! We gotta stop them from doing this every day! Every
We are day number 6. Smile pretty. Can't see your face.
Show them your pretty face.
See your pretty.
Well, that's good because they're going to have to see your little cut off head.
So she, yeah, it's like all kinds of
Who's that headless girl?
I've been doing
It's all right.
I want to keep track.
Gotcha.
They're not doing anything. I mean, they're not doing anything like that.
Well, you're the prettiest picket here. Hey! Put your signs up. That's it. Very good. Okay.
185,000 UPS drivers and package handlers remained on the picket lines, with the strike now in its 5th day. You won't find scenes like this in Miami, where a judge granted an injunction saying strikers could not interfere with the company's operation and had to limit their picket lines to 5 people in front of UPS offices.
We just want to get paid!
While they're striking, both sides continue to talk once again, mainly about control of the pension fund and more full-time work.
As I've said straight through, a half a job is not enough.
We have not made any significant progress. We're continue the process of informal discussion, but we have not made progress, no.
I'm not going to spend any more time here if we're not about to start making some progress. That hasn't happened.
With the strike dragging on, both sides are under intense pressure to resolve this. Strikers got their last paycheck this week. Next week, they'll tap into strike funds, and the majority of them will take home only $55 a week. Meanwhile, with a skeleton staff, UPS is delivering only 10% of its packages.
Florida, the UPS strike appears to have turned violent. A UPS driver was reportedly stabbed 6 times as he sat in his delivery truck at a traffic light in a Miami suburb. Tonight, a Florida television station reported that 2 striking UPS drivers have been arrested in connection with that attack. The victim was treated and released. A spokesman for UPS called the stabbing incident, quote, pretty extreme, but a member of the Teamsters denies the suspects belong to the striking union. So far, it's not clear if the UPS driver is a worker who crossed the picket line or a management employee.
Protest today. Dozens tried to block non-union drivers from leaving United Parcels headquarters in San Francisco. Police were on hand just in case, but the protests remained peaceful, though noisy. The pickets got a major show of support from the drivers of Airborne Express, dozens of airborne vans and trucks forming a convoy and driving through the UPS picket line, honking and shaking hands with the pickets.
Here, strikers in McAllen, Texas, blocked a delivery truck driven by a management employee, but police did manage to clear a path. Negotiators report no progress in Washington. They will meet again tomorrow with a federal mediator.
This is day number 7. Day 7. Today is Sunday.
I wanted to get a picture of that and then put the caption, even management has crossed the line.
Day 7.
Can you hold on to this? I'm going to go there. There you go.
You kept saying it, so they're finally something. Hey, they give you color. Pension they change. Okay.
Pension plan.
They don't understand. You understand is that the pension changes.
They got a lot of takeaway. They love us all. We're one big family, you know.
Hey, Jess, make a statement.
Narrative of the Rainbow Push Coalition with the Teamsters workers, with the UPS strikers. Because in a real sense, you are striking a blow to the good for all Americans.
Yes!
Yes! And this is in the best tradition of our struggle to make America better. I urge you to remain focused, disciplined, non-violent, and don't be distracted. This struggle is not about who can punch somebody. It's not about who can curse a scab. It's about full-time work and full-time pay. And in a real sense, you're the man. There's a great tension taking place in America today.
Workers, it is day 7 on the picket line, and just a few hours ago, San Francisco workers got a pep talk from Jesse Jackson.
This company made $1.2 billion last year. So let them make $1 billion, but let the workers share in prosperity. You made the money.
As for the company, officials say that they're already losing millions of dollars this week. And for the latest on the strike, we go live to News Center 4's Brenda Burdett. Brenda?
Hi, Catherine. Well, only 7,000 out of the 185,000 UPS workers have crossed the picket line. Now, talks broke off last night, and Teamsters say it's going to be a long fight. Now, not only will they have to wait a long time, but so will small business owners. Even if signs in front of stores read, "Yes, UPS," they would be out of luck. Most of the 185,000 UPS workers are on strike, and that means limited deliveries and a lot of frustration. 12 million parcels that will have to go some other way each day. UPS management fears that customers may not go back to UPS after the strike, and they also fear they're losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Catherine, back to you.
Yeah, that's what they're saying tonight. Thank you very much, Brenda. Brenda Burdett reporting live from San Francisco.
Meantime, striking Teamsters in San Francisco received words of encouragement today from a national leader. Amber Lee has this report.
Reverend Jesse Jackson led an impromptu march in front of the UPS building in San Francisco this afternoon to give striking workers moral support. He encouraged workers to fight for a key issue in this dispute.
It's not about who can curse a scab. It's about full-time work and full-time pay. And full-time
Jesse, you're the man, you're the man.
About 150 striking workers and their families listened to Jackson's speech. Many are thrilled with his public support in their dispute with the company.
They want everybody to be part-time. I mean, UPS is going to be no better to work at than a McDonald's if they keep going at the rate they are.
Keep hope alive! Keep hope alive! Keep hope alive!
While UPS workers listened to Jackson at the rally, hundreds of post offices across the country have their employees working overtime to get packages delivered. In contrast, UPS workers are off the job indefinitely. Still, some wore their uniform on the picket line.
Just in case I'm ready to go back to work at any time.
Jackson announced that he will hold another rally at the Third Baptist Church in San Francisco's Western Addition neighborhood tomorrow morning at 8. And many striking workers plan to be there. In San Francisco, Amber Lee for the 10 o'clock news.
Going back to work. Talks broke off this weekend, and in the Bay Area, striking Teamsters got some heavy-hitting support. Channel 5's Lance Evans explains.
Striking UPS workers turned up the heat on Big Brown over the weekend, promising more demonstrations like this one in San Francisco until they get what they want.
I think they put profit above concern for people's families.
Workers say UPS wants to turn most of its work staff into part-timers.
We've found that the company's proposal is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Help today on the picket line in San Francisco.
Keep hope alive! Keep hope alive! Keep hope alive! Keep hope alive!
Jesse Jackson is encouraging the Teamsters to stay on the picket line. He says the company is earning big profits and it should share the wealth with its employees. Jackson believes the striking workers have the support of many working-class Americans.
Your struggle is the middle-class struggle. This is fundamentally a struggle about class and opportunity and hope and inclusion.
Nationwide, about 58% of UPS employees work part-time. They say their $8 an hour pay has not increased since 1982. Well, the strike drags into its second week tonight with no new talk.
Its workers are ignoring some of the best part-time wages and benefits in the industry when they call for more full-time jobs. The company also says bigger pay increases than those offered would make UPS less competitive.
They're highly competitive, yes, but they're highly ahead of their competitors. UPS will be here.
While wages and full-time jobs are important elements, workers say there are two other issues even more crucial to their future. Issues that, if resolved, could end the strike.
If UPS decided to give up on trying to take over the health and welfare and try to take over the Teamsters pension fund, we would go back to work. I have no doubt.
Our health plan right now serves us well. It's always served us well. What they're offering us at the table is less than what we have now.
I don't want them fooling around with my pension. I want it to stay where it's at.
Right now, we have the pension fund. They're coming to the table and taking it away. It is serving at this moment as a critical negotiating tool. If it no longer...
Labor Secretary Alexis Herman met separately with both sides today, telling them they need to be a little more flexible, a little more willing to compromise. But once again tonight, we must tell you that no new talks are scheduled, and the people behind me, Pam, say they figure this is going to be a lengthy walkout now.
Well, we start day number 8.
That's where I felt this. You want to get back to this thing, man. I got down there. At least if you want around the members. You got a bunch of new ones. I was down there Friday. I checked the seats. I checked the little things go around twice. To the night strikers. I saw Lee last night on TV.
Yeah, this is what it's really like out here on the picket line. That's right. That's what it's really like. As we start day number 8. Christy, what's your sign? There you go.
I thought you already did this.
Well, we got to do it again for...
She wants to go chase some trucks today.
She's going to chase with us. All right.
That means you don't get your allowance. You're on strike.
Go!
We're going to work on the bridge on Thursday to try to do this. Watch out, Lee.
Let's go. Get the front. Show how management.
What is this? Parked in a handicap ramp?
Yeah, look at that. Isn't that terrible? You want to get your picture in there with blocking the handicap ramp?
Get the sign right here.
Legitimate question. You have no comment?
How you doing?
Don't talk to my daughter, please, okay?
Good.
Christy. She knows better than to talk to you. Now, do you have keys to the truck to move it from the handicap thing here?
Hey, we'll be going in a minute. Oh, yeah. Now, tell me something here. What is the construction here going to consist of? What are we doing here? Someone speak up. What's going on here?
Bob is over here. That's the one you need to interview.
Bob, what are we building?
We're building this is a base for a huge sign. We're going to have say Teamsters on strike.
Oh,
78.
That's good.
Not a partial service.
Oh, that's good. Well, let's see how the cantina's coming along over here. My goodness, we've come up. We've got chicken now. We're coming up in the world here. Serge.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Chicken now, Serge?
We got chicken today.
Oh, yeah?
How much you need? $2. Ask her. Missing that. 60.
So, Frank.
Hi, Lee.
See the big billboard we're building here?
Yeah.
Did you have fun chasing today, Frank?
No fun. That's work. Hard work.
That's right. It was hard work, but it was enjoyable, right?
Well, better than sitting at home.
That's true.
Make the same amount of money either place.
What's up? What's night, man?
Where you going, back to Sunset, Lou?
Fine, how you doing?
Down the 3, 4. I don't know, but I've been told.
I don't know what I've been told.
UPS is full of gold.
UPS is full of gold.
Billions here and billions there.
Billions here and billions there.
Down
flag in tow.
Screwing us is not enough.
Screwing us is not enough.
They say their contract is best.
They say their contract is best.
They get more and we get less.
They get more and we get less.
Sound off.
1, 2.
Sound off.
3, 4.
What do we want?
Fair contract.
What do we want?
Fair contract.
When do we want it?
Yesterday.
I don't know, but I've been told.
I don't know, but I've been told.
UPS is full of gold. Stick together.
Yeah.
We gonna stick together.
Yeah.
Are we gonna fight this out?
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to cross. I don't know, but I've been told.
I don't know, but I've been told.
UPS is full of gold.
UPS is full of gold.
Billions here and billions there.
Billions here and billions there.
Time Big Brown learn how to share.
Time Big Brown learn how to share. Fair contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? When do we want it?
All right.
I like you guys. I like this country. That's not what he wants. You understand? What do we want?
What do we want?
What do we want? When do we want it? When do we want it?
House is getting more involved in the UPS strike. Labor Secretary Alexis Herman will talk again with both sides tomorrow morning to find a, quote, creative way to end the 10-day-old walkout. Meanwhile, tensions on the picket lines continue to rise. This rally in San Francisco was typical of gatherings across the country. Today, UPS officials said they are losing so much permanent business that even if the strike ended tomorrow, the company would have to lay off 15,000 workers. Now, in the Bay Area, that could mean 2,000 jobs.
We're looking at, right now, a reduction of 20% of our volume today. If we were to return to work today and start resuming our business, we're anticipating right now a 20% drop in volume. That's on the optimistic side. The longer this work stoppage goes on, it's going to become more and more detrimental.
Today, Teamsters officials said they're getting money from some of the other 77 unions in the AFL-CIO to help pay for striker benefits. For most people, the strike means waiting longer for a package. But for the workers standing on the picket lines, it means no paycheck. It also means wondering whether the walkout will cause your family to go hungry. Channel 5's Jeffrey Schaub talked with one of the workers facing that dilemma.
Arthur and Natalie Yan and their children Aaron and Melissa are a family of 4 living off of savings and unsure when Daddy will be going back to work as a UPS driver, if at all.
It's stressful. It's tough. You know, I can't sleep at night.
It's scary. I mean, it's wondering, you know, will we be able to survive?
It's like a lost world. It's like we're just hanging in there day by day. It's not a great feeling. It's, in fact, there are times when I think about should I go to apply for a job somewhere else.
Fully support the UPS strike. Earlier today, Arthur was out on the picket line carrying his daughter Melissa. But if the strike looms, they might have to give up plans to sell their Daly City home and move to a nicer one. And once their savings runs out, Natalie might have to look for work.
Violence tonight outside UPS plants, this time in California. Police say vandals struck twice, slashing tires, cutting brake lines on 11 UPS delivery trucks in LA County's Baldwin Park. Meanwhile, workers walking the picket lines are warned they may soon join the unemployment lines. UPS says that it's losing hundreds of millions of dollars a week. Executives say if the strike does not end this week, the company will have to lay off 15,000 employees.
And despite all of the hassles the strike is causing businesses and the public, it appears that a lot of people sympathize with the walkout. A USA Today CNN Gallup poll shows support for the workers running at about 55%. Only 27% of those surveyed say they support UPS.
San Francisco are now using a mobile picket line in their fight against management drivers.
The award-winning 10 o'clock news on Channel 2, the #1 primetime newscast in the country.
Good evening, I'm Dennis Richmond. Elaine Corral is off tonight. A week and a half into the walkout by UPS Teamsters, the strike has effectively limited deliveries by UPS to just 10% of normal. And in San Francisco, striking workers are now following trucks that are making deliveries to deliver a message with each package. Rita Williams has our reports.
Imagine making a delivery in downtown San Francisco, then returning to your truck to find this.
Left, right, left, right, left, left, right.
Fair contract! Now! We want fair contract! Now!
It's all part of the job now as UPS managers hit the streets, taking the place of striking Teamsters. We followed this truck for 2.5 hours this afternoon. And every time Cynthia Karstensen turned on the ignition, strikers scrambled to their cars to follow the truck to the next stop.
The picketers have been pretty much on us every minute of the day, and they've been doing a lot of chanting. Last week they were chanting a lot.
Do you listen to them?
It's kind of hard not to when there's about 15 of them around you, and they're just chanting, shame, shame, shame on you. You know, we're trying to get a job done out here, so it's frustrating.
The job's nothing new to Karstensen. She started part-time with UPS 8 years ago, a Teamster loading trucks and delivering. Now she's a supervisor and teaches others how to do this job. Still,
yeah, I'm a little soft. It's been physically challenging.
I'd say I've taken a few more Advil in the last week than I have in the last 6 months.
As an engineer with UPS, Linda Simpson usually works inside.
Last name?
Buckmaster.
Thank you. Have a good day.
She and Karstensen are paired together, mostly they say for efficiency, but in part for safety, especially since a UPS manager died in a highway accident in Nashville, and 2 strikers in Miami were arrested for stabbing a driver who crossed the picket line.
The stabbing is something that hit me close to home. I've had my relatives throughout the country call me and say, hey, be careful out there. You know, this is not worth it. Is it worth it for you to put your life out on the line?
But neither woman says she feels the pickets in San Francisco, they say harass them, would physically hurt them. Striker Lee Pogetto, who's been driving for UPS 31 years, says he's not about to hurt this brown truck. It's the one he normally drives.
We don't touch the truck. We are noisy but orderly.
As the strike continues, the emotional wounds on both sides are deepening. The women say they feel for the strikers and understand the tactics most of them are using now. But a few, they say, have gone too far.
It's going to be difficult to work with them. It's going to be difficult. But very few. I have to say only 1 or 2 people.
The women say they hope the strike ends soon, that as long as it goes on, it hurts the company and workers on both sides of the picket line. In San Francisco, Rita Williams for the 10 o'clock news.
But tonight, there are still no signs this strike will end soon. No new talks are scheduled, and today the company said ominously that when it's all over, some strikers may not have jobs to come back to. This is the nation's largest strike of the decade, and it's getting nasty. Business editor Brian Banmiller has tonight's updates.
In Washington today, the Teamsters got some big support from the nation's biggest federation of unions. The AFL-CIO pledged $10 million a week to help striking Teamsters.
UPS is determined to rob the future for American working families. The labor movement will do whatever it takes to fight back.
But while workers are fighting for more full-time jobs, UPS said if the strike doesn't end soon, it will cut jobs.
We are seeing permanent loss of packages, and that would translate into the loss of jobs at this point, at the end of this week, for 15,000 UPS employees.
UPS used charts to defend its demand that UPS and its Teamsters members take control of the pension plan away from the entire union.
So it's not about a power grab, and it's not about controlling dollars. It's about UPS dollars going to the UPS people who have worked for the success of our company.
Labor Secretary Alexis Herman briefed the president during his flight today to St. Louis. She's scheduled to talk to both sides again tomorrow, but says right now the president will not get actively involved.
We urge the White House to end the Teamsters strike and require the union leadership to let our employees vote on this contract offer.
At a news conference this morning, UPS San Francisco officials again insisted that Teamster leadership let the members vote on the company's last offer. Someone tipped off the Teamsters, so about 100 strikers showed up. Another example, this strike is being waged in front of the media, not negotiated behind closed doors. What do these strikers say about taking a vote?
Give us a decent offer to vote on.
And Teamsters demonstrated outside this San Francisco UPS facility. taking what they called their own vote by ripping up voting forms and tossing them in the garbage. Both sides continue their debate in public. UPS is running these full-page newspaper ads nationwide. And now the Teamsters are airing 30-second television commercials in selected markets. Visible evidence this strike is far from over. In Oakland, Brian Badmiller for the 10 o'clock news.
Day number 10.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
What do we want? When?
Now!
What do we want? Thank you. When?
Now!
Very good.
I ain't moving it, Frank!
Here we are on Sutter Street.
I'm not moving nothing. You keep telling me. Maybe you just yell hard. I don't know. I'm not moving nothing.
Come on, Muty, we need your help.
Brother, I'm working. Brother, working. Just hump when you see it, brother, that's all.
Making money.
Just hump, baby.
Just honk. A little support. Thank you.
I think it's supposed to go on the front.
My wheel has never been on
I don't even think I've ever touched mine.
I touched it.
I want to show her that somebody else likes to use a camera too.
It's a wheel block Dennis in the building.
I just know my wheel blocks in that.
Get inside, Lee.
Now get a picture of that
Get a
load
good picture.
now.
Put on the internet to these non-union people delivering our parcels.
Now they're gonna get rid of their asses when we get back. We know that.
They're the first
They're
1,000.
gonna be gone.
How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Only Wednesday. We'll get you. Yeah.
Nothing like a 2-hour lunch.
I know.
Nothing like having a nice 2-hour lunch and having a helper.
Look at this. Give me $20.
Oh, you're kidding. Really?
To help us out on the strike fund. No, you can't take that. No, no.
Thank you.
No, thank you, but it's so nice here. We got a picture of you in there.
Yep. There you go. Well, here we are on the side of the Flood Mansion. Picketing.
Taking another 1-hour lunch.
Oh man, he's going on. He has a little.
We are day number 11.
There's the movie star you see on every news show. You see Lee Pogetto. He don't damage that truck. That's his truck that was out there. He says, that's my truck. I'm not hurting it. Thanks for coming in!
That's what she meant. Right.
That's right. Give him hell. Give him hell. That's right. Give him hell. Give him hell. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's this, the miniature mobile unit? This is the miniature mobile picket? Sure enough is. The mini mobile picket.
This made you nervous, I know that.
Well, okay. Do it again. Well, we're in front of the 450 Sutter building.
Is that thing packed or what?
We need another barbecue, I see.
Hey, Sugar, you said we need it. No, man, that's crazy.
It's now 1 o'clock in the morning in Washington, D.C., and talks aimed at ending the 11-day-old Teamster strike against United Parcel Service are still going on. Late word is that they could go on all night. But even if the giant package delivery company settles with its drivers soon, it faces another major problem with its pilots. Greg Liggins is in Oakland with a live report. Greg?
Well, Dennis, while UPS is dealing with this strike, it has another potential one on the horizon. UPS pilots have been working without a contract for 20 months. And if they don't get a satisfactory one in the next couple of months, they could be setting up picket lines as well.
We will win! We will win! We will win!
UPS workers appear confident in their fight. Perhaps it's because their solidarity is backed up with support, especially from these guys, the pilots. The 2,000-member Independent Pilots Association has been honoring the picket line since day one.
We're supporting this strike, not crossing the picket lines, not flying struck goods, because we are one big family. We are one big employee group at this company, and there are a lot of quality of life issues that need to be solved.
UPS announced today it has filed a lawsuit against the pilots union, seeking restraining orders and unspecified damages against pilots who refuse to cross the lines. UPS is also accusing its pilots of intimidating chartered pilots who are transporting cargo during the strike.
That is really totally untrue. We have made phone calls to all the airlines to voice our concern that we're supporting the strike and that they should also consider supporting it.
UPS pilots say their labor disagreement centers around wages because they claim they are paid 33% less than the industry average. Even though pilots are fighting their own battle, they can still be seen on picket lines across the country supporting the Teamsters. UPS drivers say they appreciate the help.
By the APA walking out, it put a major blow onto the strike plans that UPS had to break our strike. The IPA voluntarily decided that they were going to walk out. So they are helping our strike considerably.
And if the pilots eventually go on strike, the Teamsters say they will back them up.
It's a reciprocal type of an agreement, if you want to say it that way. We're supporting them, they support us.
I really support the pilots. They're supporting us 100%, so I feel obligated to respect them too. If they need a better contract, I'll be there to help them.
UPS officials hinted tonight that they might be willing to soften their stance with the Teamsters union, but even if this particular strike is settled in the next week or so, UPS will still have to work out the contract problems with the pilots. And the pilots union says if it doesn't get a satisfactory contract very soon, it may be going on strike sometime near Christmas.
Here you are, day number 12. Day number 12.
For joining me here. As was mentioned, Senator John Burton, who at one time, John will talk about it, worked with UPS back in the good old days. Lou Pappin, you all remember Assemblymember Lou Pappin, who's been with us for many, many years, previously in the Assembly and now back with us to fight for justice for workers. Right. Yes. We're also joined by members of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. We've got Sue Bierman, Michael Yaki, and Jose Medina, all in unison. Before I turn it over to my friend, our friend, John Burton, the senior legislator here, only in terms of experience. Let me just say a couple things. Let me first of all thank all of you for your work. The sisters and brothers who are out here from this local, 278, and other sister and brother locals to join with us from the state legislature and from the local board of supervisors in protesting the outrageous practices of UPS. We're here with you. What are two of the American dreams? Two of the American dreams of the American worker are full-time work, and to know after years of putting in that full-time work that it's going to be paid off with a decent pension. Those two dreams are jeopardized by this organization.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kevin. I don't know if making $1.08 3/4 an hour working on the belt. Oh, what is this? Turn it down a little bit. Got it? Yeah. Anyway, working over at the plant on Fulton Street for $1.08 3/4 an hour on the belt. I don't know if that was good old days, but at least they took care of us. And all of the belt boys and all of the loaders and the night routers and the drivers were all full-time employees. We did not have part-time employees then because they were full-time jobs and they gave us full-time wages, although, as I say, those of us on the belt weren't doing too well. But there's an old labor song that a lot of people know, and they know the chorus of it. The song is Solidarity Forever. But my favorite verse in that song, and it goes to the management of UPS, it says, they have taken untold millions that they've never toiled to earn, but without our brain and muscle, not a single wheel would turn. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. That's what this strike is going to be about. With the deregulation of trucking, the Teamsters Union have lost membership because they have not been able to keep pace with the scabs that are going on throughout the nation. United Parcel is probably the largest single employer of Teamsters. And we cannot, I should say we, it's arrogant to say we, it's you. It's you who are out here on the line. It's you who are giving up your wages. It's you who are taking a stand. And we cannot let this company break this union, because in my judgment, that is what it's about, because the offers that they give you are not offers. They are insults that they know you will not accept.
And why John Burton and his late great brother Phil Burton have been two of the greatest friends the American labor movement has ever had. Let's hear it again for John. Legislator, terrific friend of the Teamsters and American labor, Lou Pappan. Before doing that, let me also recognize Tom Amiano, who joined us.
All right.
Thank you, Kelly. All I have to say is, if there's one thing that, all I have to say is that there's one thing that I have learned, and that is that UPS suffers from bad management, not from people like you. Any management that allows its employees to go out on strike because of an impasse has to enjoy the reputation of being a lousy management. I think there's a lot of people with you, and they'll continue to be with you because they share your concerns. I think John Burton and Kevin expressed the concerns of many people who are not here this morning. Superstars. And so we're here just to join you. Sue Bierman.
I'd rather walk than talk. And I've walked a lot of picket lines, and when you're walking, I'll be here. I really hope you just stick with it. Fight them.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here in solidarity with you. You should know that you have
Supervisor Michael Yack.
No more tickets.
Let's all get on our bicycles and go around UPS. Just very, very briefly, all my colleagues have said it all. The city of San Francisco, the official family of San Francisco, represented by our state legislators, board of supervisors here, we stand with you 100%. We will make a stand anytime you want us to make a stand. We're with you 100%. UPS, shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Sue Berman said it most eloquently. We're going to walk, not talk. We're here today to stand with you and for you to know that we stand with you. You know, a few months ago in the state legislature, when we came in and took back power from the Republicans to control the assembly, we made a decision, or we attempted to make a decision to change our carrier. I'm ashamed to say the carrier had been Federal Express, a non-union company for the state assembly. We thought it was such a proud move on our part to try to move it to UPS, a company with a bargaining contract. We thought, what a representation of our justice and respect for workers that we moved to a union company as opposed to a non-union company. Little did we know what UPS had in mind. This is about more than you, whether you be representatives of A56 or 278 or some of the other affiliate locals, the Carpenters and others who are here joining us in solidarity today. Right. It's about justice for all Americans. And the best form of justice for Americans is labor justice. And that's what this is about. And make no mistake, this is an historical moment for American labor in this country. If they can break you, they can break any union in this nation. If they can break what has always been the strongest and the biggest union in this country, believe me, other unions won't be able to withstand that onslaught. So you are standing in place for all your sisters and brothers in organized labor throughout this country, and we stand right behind you. Thank you very much. We're proud to be here.
Walk around the block, they'll lead us, and I'd like to thank the Board of Supervisors, Lou, John, it just shows you the kind of support we have out there. We're going to win. There we go.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now!
Today is the final.
You go do it now before I leave.
V for victory.
Put that sign up a little.
It was 2.5 weeks, but I guess it was worth it.
Now, UPS anticipates it's going to be at least 5, maybe 6 days before it gets fully back on track.
Looking forward to going back to work. I hope we start tomorrow, and we'll go from there.
We're hoping they can contact enough of us so that we can put together a workforce that's presentable so that we can do the job the way we normally do it.
There was some concern at this meeting tonight about possible layoffs because of business lost during the strike, but that is still an unknown. Right now, it seems both sides in this dispute are celebrating, even the UPS managers who had to drive delivery trucks during the strike. Most of the striking workers say that they will likely be delivering packages by Thursday. The rank and file still have to vote on the contract, as you've heard, but by the looks of things at this Teamsters meeting tonight, that vote won't be a problem. Dennis and Elaine?
Leslie Griffith, thank you.
Got it.
job, not just for Teamsters, but for all people, okay? And make part of this.
Yeah.